bad. I was like, oh
They
my
were
gosh.
like
I was like,
literally how Paige could literally, because everybody knows her theme music. Like you just hear that. I'm trying not to get us copyrighted, but you just hear her theme music, and
it's all good.
everybody was like, "Wait, hold on, what?" Everybody was looking at each other like, "No, this can't be real." And then you see Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville come out. I'm like,
Yes. I was like, oh my
who?
gosh.
I'm like, who are you again? Like, I don't know you.
Exactly.
So for her to bring an absolution like that, that was mad cool, and
Yeah, it was.
I I would I would just love to see her in a state of in some state of WWE once more, because again it may not happen that she'll be in the ring again, but she was
Yeah,
very vital to just the aura,
she
just
was.
like I feel she just did so much for the aura, like going into like women's evolution and all that stuff that's happening for the women's division. Speaking of the women's division that I'm looking at right now with Sasha Banks and Bailey, I will get to that because ooh,
Yeah. That's yeah. It's pretty good that you bring that up because that's our next match for Sunday. Bailey versus Sasha Banks, Hell in a Cell for the SmackDown Women's Championship. My money's on Sasha. I think Sasha's got this.
yeah, my money's
Yeah,
on Sasha too.
I
I'm
think
sorry,
Sasha's
but
got this.
now here's my fear though.
Yeah.
Every time, correct me if I'm wrong though, but every time Sasha's run into a Hell in a Cell match, she got really hurt.
Yeah, you're right. It happened with Charlotte Flair a couple of times.
Right. So
Yeah, Ric Flair. Yeah.
I'm like, honey, this cannot happen this time
Can't
because
can't happen. Can't happen again.
like
Yeah.
like I what they're doing with their story, like they've had a seriously interesting storyline that I've loved so much. Like her and Bailey, like literally it started back at NXT, which is
Thank you. Yep.
like
NXT.
it's crazy. Like they had geez, I'm trying to think. They had the first Iron Woman 30-minute. What was it? 30 minutes? 30. It was something.
Yeah.
Iron Woman match that was live. They had that match at NXT Takeover, which was also really live. Yep. Then they went on to win the Women's Tag Team Championships, which was also really live. So what they've done with their storyline, like we saw this coming at some point, but we didn't know when. So now that it's presented, it's like, okay, now here's my natural fear. One, I don't need Sasha to get hurt again.
No, you don't need that. No.
She just took a hiatus prior to coming back with the blue hair and all that, which was amazing. How she kind of got rid of that old version, put a new spark into that rivalry. But I just can't have her sitting out again. That like she's so
we can't have that
to that division. I can't. I'm sorry, hon. Like it but it's cool to see how Bailey's come into this new heel vibe. I'm actually digging it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, she's no longer the hugger with the Bailey buddies. She's no longer that. I actually miss that. I miss it about her, man. She just had such a sweet attitude when she came in, and like you said, I'm liking this bad side to her because in the WWE you need a character change. It's happened with so many other wrestlers. As a matter of fact, when Sasha Banks first came in, I think it was Naomi, Sasha, and it was Tamina, and they were
Tamina.
Yeah. I forgot that team name. I forgot.
I remember that team.
It was the three of them though. Yeah.
Oh, come on. And the worst part is it's on the tip of my tongue and I know it and I'm mad. But that was a live trio. Like
it was. Yeah.
Like to see Sasha and you talked about every person needs a character change.
They do.
But to see Sasha go back to Because again, I think when she came into when she came into NXT, I think to some degree she was a face. However, it was the interaction with gosh, I forgot her name. But it was a backstage interaction Sasha had, which turned her to heel. And that's why she became a very prominent heel. And then from then on, she didn't get that huge face push until... Who was a heel? It was somebody else who was the heel at the time. And then she went back after having that face push to go into that trio, which you were speaking of, which was my...
Yeah, I forgot. That group was... I remember correctly because that group was feuding with Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Paige. That trio was feuding with them.
Because that's when Paige... Oh, yes! That's when Paige decided to bring up that... I see. It's like a whole movie playing into my mind, just going through the memories. But that is, I remember that, and that was a huge push for. That was a huge push for Tamina, honestly.
Tamina was, the thing with Tamina. I really like her now because I think she's good because I remember when she was bad. And I remember a specific match that Sasha had against Nia Jax for the Divas Champion. Well, I think it was the Raw Championship back then when they created it new. And Nia Jax was this close to beating Sasha, but every time Sasha got Nia, I don't know how she did it because Nia was huge. I don't know how Sasha Banks got Nia. But every time Sasha would beat Nia for the women's belt. Every time they had each other.
It's that second gear. It's that second win that Sasha has. Like, again, going into like this Hell in a Cell match, that is going to be key. If she can like click into that that second gear, it's over. Like as much as I love seeing the feuds between Bayley and Sasha, that will long time forever be a really cool rivalry that I'll come back to always. But this is really where Sasha really needs to use that second gear because I know I know it wasn't successful when it was the Hell in a Cell match against Charlotte in Boston.
Yep, her hometown. Yep,
that was wonderful.
that was. I didn't know that she was from Boston, and her cousin is Snoop Dogg, and I was like, wow, what? I was like, wait a minute, she has a cousin named what? Snoop Dogg's her cousin. When she first came to WWE, I was like, wait a minute, Snoop Dogg is your cousin? Get out of here, Snoop D-O-W-G? What?
Right. Are you kidding me? I would like when I heard Snoop's voice on her track that
like, wow.
I'm like, because you're. I'm like, and I just hear him start rapping. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, questions arising. Like, wait, hold on. I was not aware of this. Wow. When did this happen? But that's something that I feel if Sasha really wants to put her she's really like the face of she's the baby face of the women's division as of right now, as of it stands.
Yeah.
If she wants to keep that alive, that second wind is going to be key. Because we've seen Bayley cut into a second wind before again when that match at TakeOver. Actually, no, Iron Woman. We saw her kind of kick into that second gear to get that win. But
exactly
for me, it just comes down to who gets a 1, 2, 3. But I have my money on Sasha Banks.
Yeah, we'll see who comes out victorious in that match. Now the match of the night, I think, will probably be the WWE Championship with McIntyre and Orton. Now. This is here. It's pretty tricky to call because
Mm-hmm.
Will it be a third time around for Drew, or will it be Randy Orton's time with the belt? I don't know, because now I don't know. If you saw the last pay-per-view, but I think you did. But it was when Big Show came out, Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels came out, and they just destroyed Randy Orton. And they did it for Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was so happy those guys. And then I think Christian came back and attacked Randy Orton. That was a wake-up call for Randy Orton, because Randy Orton, after all this, I mean, granted, I know everything is scripted in WWE. Randy Orton, come on, you're attacking the old man Ric Flair like that, man. Come on, what is?
I mean,
and this isn't the first time Randy Orton's done this. But I mean, attacking. But you know what? And all selfishness aside, Ric Flair should have been in the ring with him.
Right. And I feel bad for Rick lately, man. He's been he's been pulled into some things that I don't know if I would put Ric Flair into, especially with this being done. Also, that the moment you kind of brought that up, I was thinking of when Batista came back.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Okay, that match was a little too late for me personally. Not to say that Triple H or Batista are old. First of all, Batista's from this area, so hello.
Yes, he is.
But it just was a little bit after.
It kind of was. Funny you bring that up. Actually, I was at the match the week before. I was at the match at Verizon Center, Capital Arena. Yeah. The week before they had I think it was WrestleMania. I was at the match. I went to the match with my my good buddy the week before they had WrestleMania, and we went to the match that night at Capital One. And Evolution got back together that night, one night only. And it was Orton that came out, Batista, Triple H, Ric Flair. They were all like hugging out and stuff, basically like that. And then, when the week before the WrestleMania last year, it was so weird because they were celebrating Ric Flair's birthday, and Batista had knocked out Ric Flair, and he had dragged him out to the ring. Randy Orton and Triple H. Triple H came on the screen and said, "Batista, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that." Ric Flair. But see, Triple H, he loves Ric Flair. So he said, "You know what? You want to do that to someone? Do that to me. Or they did that to me, not to Rick. Okay, this man's been through a lot. Don't do that to him."
Right.
Yeah, Triple H was heated. He was heated.
Oh, and that was perfect. I think that was the only thing that really saved it from me saying, this is a little kind of overdue. But that just seeing how much that was a real aggression out of Triple H. Because, when he was through authority, I was like, okay, this is kind of his business CEO phase. However, when we get to see the game back into the game,
exactly
that we grew up with,
exactly.
So to see him channel that again, that was really sick. So that meant a lot. That really
it meant a lot. Okay. It did mean a lot. It meant a very lot. And
yes, but
I can say
to see them come back for this occasion where okay, my thing with this legendary with this legend killer thing with Randy Orton, he's done it before.
He has done it before. He has. He's
done it to The Undertaker.
Only this time Drew McIntyre isn't a legend.
That's my only thing. I'm like, okay, is he going after a legend who's going to be a legend in his prime?
Exactly. He could be thinking that. Yeah, he could be. Never know.
At least he's early.
Exactly. At least he's early.
Yeah.
I would say if in past, I don't know. I got my money on Drew McIntyre. What do you think about this match?
I have to agree. I go with Drew McIntyre only because we've seen this legend killer phase of Randy Orton and it's failed him before. Not to say the character wasn't great, but wrestling